to build a race car. So I created a group, and he's got our other son involved, and a mate as well. So there's 4 of us in on this race car challenge. So it's called 12s for 2K. Is that right, Matthew?
Yep.
12 for 2K. So I created this Facebook group and on Messenger, and it's put all these comments, and they've worked out all the specifications for this race car, and it has to be under $2,000. Is that right?
$2,000 purchase price of the car under $2,000.
Yep.
And $2,000 modification budget.
$2,000 modification budget.
Not including safety items and consumables or maintenance stuff.
Right.
So tyres aren't included.
Yep.
If you want to put a fire extinguisher or a race seat, not included.
Yep.
And spark plugs and service items, oil, that's not included either. But yeah, you need to sort of be truthful with the cost of items that you're putting on the car.
Yep.
Because I imagine there's lots of people out there, us included, that have motors sitting around we could just say we have for free. But, it's got to be realistic of what it costs you, and the goal is to run a 12-second quarter mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to buy a cheap car to start with. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
All right. So it all has to fit within this budget.
Yeah.
So what that means is Matthew's been researching all different cars, and over the last couple of weeks he's been sending us all these different vehicles which you can buy. Some of the people on Facebook Marketplace are a bit difficult to deal with and that sort of thing, and so we've actually found one. And where is it? In Sale?
Mafra. Yeah, on the way, sort of near Sale.
Yeah. So it's in Mafra. So we're going to Mafra at the moment.
Yeah.
To go and pick up the race car.
Hour and a half away.
Hour and a half away. So there we go. It's all in, and it's a nice rainy day, and we're going past a lot of cows.
Perfect day to pick up a car that we know nothing about.
That's right. So we don't know if it's going to get us home. Hence is why we've got the 4-wheel drive.
We didn't bring a trailer though.
We didn't bring a trailer.
Because we have confidence.
We have confidence that this car is going to drive.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't drive, we've got the 4-wheel drive. We'll go pick up a trailer and trailer it the rest of the way home.
Yeah.
So it could be a good day, or it could be a rainy, cold, miserable, long day for us.
If we get a trailer out here, we have to bring it back out here.
That's right. So
one way higher.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, but we have faith.
I have faith
in the Ford product. Is that right?
Yeah. Which is a first for us.
It's a first because we're Holden people.
Yeah.
So it has a Barra engine. Is that right?
Why do we wait? We'll reveal. We should refilm. We'll cut this bit out.
Cut it out.
And then we'll reveal it to them.
Reveal it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll show you what we bought later. You'll see.
Can we discuss the components that we're putting on the vehicle? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've got a universal 3-inch intercooler piping kit, a 600 by 300 by 76 3-inch inlet-outlet intercooler. We have a Max Speeding Rods GT3582 turbo, which I basically had picked before I'd seen Scotty's video, so I'm not copying you, Scotty. But yeah, so that was lined up. We've got that at home, that's already rocked up. We've got turbo lines,
understand nothing about electronic motors. I sort of understand a few things about naturally aspirated motors. I can bolt things together, that sort of thing. It's up to these guys, because I'll do the donkey work, you know, if they want some parts sanded or installed, but the rest of it is up to them, because I don't understand much about it. So, you know, a few parts need to be sanded and installed. From what I understand, this car needs the bonnet painted and a few other bits and pieces. So we're going to see how it goes. Alright, see you soon. Well, here it is. We've picked it up. So far we've managed to lock Matthew in the car. So he's sorting that out. We've managed to turn off the engine and it won't start again, so we've got to jump start it, and we couldn't get the bonnet open, so everything just sort of compounded into one hit at the petrol station. Alright, so this is it, what it looks like. Got our permit in place, got our red bonnet, makes it 10% faster, and here we go. I'm going to start it again. Got our jump pack. Matthew's hooking up the jump pack. I am actually quite surprised how smooth this engine is. Alright, ready to kick it, Matt?
I'm going to turn the key.
Alright. So that's running. Sorry? We're right, thank you. We've got it started, yeah. Thanks. Alright, so we had a local try and give us some help to start the car. Got it started. Get rid of our special bonnet holder. You can see special Ford item I'd have ordered from Ford. And Matthew's working on the door situation so it doesn't get locked into the car again. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright, and we have our special tape rated to 100 mile an hour. New bar, 100 mile an hour tape again. And zip ties. And a couple of bolts. Alright, so we've got the car back now at our house. Basically the weather was very bad on the day, so we didn't do any video. We bolted it back together. We put on the front bumper bar, which is there. It was a brand new bar in the packet, so we just put it back on the car. Put it on the car and just got it out of there, and we Matthew drove it home. Few things that we found was the front end was what, shuttering, Matthew?
Yeah.
So it was doing like a shuttering, and what we found was one of the tyres, the belting separated on one side, and there's metal showing. So
it wasn't my finest automotive moment, but
yeah,
basically I put my hand, it was raining, and I put my hand in and felt that there was tread all the way across, and was quite content.
But not right on the inside.
Not
you can
right
actually
on
see
the inside edge.
It's sort of like split on one side and bulged. And in actual fact, lucky we got it home and didn't have an accident or anything.
Yeah.
So we got that part home, taken off the bar. We found another problem with the car. It was in reverse. It was making a clunking sound. And what did you find, Matt?
So the diff's pretty destroyed. The bearings, it's leaking out the pinion seal.
So the pinion seal...
pinions, as you change directions, moves forward and back in and out of the diff. You can see the gap getting larger.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be savable. So
so we're going to put another diff in it.
Exact same ratio.
Same ratios,
3.45.
3.45. Few things about the car that we found. Why we got this car at the price we did was because...
We should actually talk about it. So it's a BA XR6 Ute, NA obviously, and we got it for $1,000.
Yeah.
The issues about it are it has a cracked windscreen, as you can see. Why it has a cracked windscreen is it had a small front end hit which popped the bonnet latch open. Yeah, we think the bonnet folded up.
We think it's hit a kangaroo.
Yeah.
And the bonnet flipped over, and you can see how the bonnet, when it flipped over, it's cracked the screen.
Cracked the screen and the and sort of dented the roof a little.
Yeah. So that's why it's got a red bonnet. The guy's just put another bonnet on it. But he's already pulled the headlining out, the guy that we bought it from, because he was a spray painter. And he's tapped the dents out on the roof. So he thought it was too much of a project for him to get complete, so he's moved it on.
Here we are. It was a long drive back in the rain.
It ended up being an 8-hour trip.
Yeah, it was,
8-hour day.
If it was in Melbourne, where we live, it probably wouldn't have lasted that long on Marketplace,
and probably would have fetched more money as well.
Yeah, but being that it was in, 3 hours away in rural Gippsland.
Overall, I think it's not a bad car.
Yeah, especially when you consider, we've checked all the wheel bearings, they're good, except for one we're just tightening. There's no play in the steering or anything like that. It's
got a tub liner as well. It came with all bits and pieces as well.
Yeah. New grille, new fog lights for the bar. It's got all the interior trims are all here. Yeah. The rear bar's damaged, and we've got a spare today.
So it's got the XR6.
This is the XR6 lower, which needs some repairs, but that's a later concern.
Yeah. So, where did we go from here, Matt? What's the first step?
So, we don't own a car trailer.
Right.
So I think that our first step is going to be to put some new tyres on it, fix the differential, as well as, throw it back together as a car, all the interior.
Get it roadworthy. Yeah.
And that'll also help us when it comes time to tuning it, because we're probably going to have to road tune this to accommodate it in budget.
Yeah.
Fundamentally the issues that we're facing now are just get it roadworthy.
Yeah.
And it's actually a pretty good candidate. Like if we show them underneath.
Yeah.
I'll just take it over.
It's very clean underneath. I was very surprised.
We haven't cleaned this or anything. You can see. You can see under the transmission, it's all very clean. There is some minor surface rust, but no rust. Under the engine, I'll pass this one to you, Daddy. Show them under the engine.
Yep. Alright, so you can see under there, it looks very clean. I'm amazed the amount of lack of oil underneath it.
Yeah, and it's got 200,000 on it.
200,000,
So it's just broken in for a Falcon.
Yeah.
With the barra.
So, very, very good find, I think.
Yeah. We'd sort of started buying parts, preparing ourselves for an AU.
Yeah.
As we've previously mentioned, and that did cause some problems with some of the parts, and we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
Obviously,
a better car overall.
Yeah, it fell through with the buyer, you know, started mucking around, and that's the seller, sorry.
Yeah.
Started mucking around, so we just moved on to another car.
And ultimately, it's worked out for the better. We've got a car with less Ks, it's newer, with a barrel.
Yeah. What, Daniel's getting some parts as well, is he?
Yeah, so Daniel has grabbed today from a pick apart type wrecker a replacement rear bar.
Right.
Off an AU. That was $50, but obviously that's not really coming out of any budget.
Yeah.
The under bonnet insulation for later on when we, you know, throw it together as a street car, because ultimately, you know, this isn't going to be a throwaway vehicle for us. You know, it will ultimately do something or sell it on.
Yep.
So that guard liners, under tray for the front to help it get through roadworthy. Just all the little missing bits. There's a couple of bolts missing in the engine bays grabbed. So a few other little things. You know, we might grab a console to replace the broken one in there.
Is the console broken?
Yeah, just the lid. Though that might all be coming out for what we're doing. But yeah, I do have to fix the ICC power supply issue that they all have. That'll be coming out tonight and coming home with me.
Okay.
And I'll look at that. Do some soldering. So that's that. And I guess now we'll get into the modification parts.
All right.
So these are the parts in budget.
So we've got a bench of parts here that Matthew has been. Matthew, Billy, Daniel, they're all been involved, and you know, they're working out how to get the performance. So I'll let Matthew discuss it with you.
This is the 3-inch intercooler piping kit. And I'll preface this with, I had come up with this parts list before I'd seen Scotty's video saying that he was going turbo, so I'd already sort of knew where we were heading, and picked the turbo and piping and things like that beforehand. So the 3-inch piping kit, no restrictions, pretty common with the Falcons. On Black Friday discount, that was 22% off, and that came to $131.04. We have a 44mm wastegate kit, which is a copy of a Turbo Smart gate, I'm assuming, with springs, all the clamps, all the weld-on flanges, all the things to water cool it and plumb it. That was $80.10. We have a fuel pump on its way, a Walbro 460 litre per hour pump, E85 compatible. That was $68.54. The oil feed and return line kit, that was $32.32. I've got to see if we're going to end up using that, purely due to it may not be right, it may not be correct. We might have to supplement some parts in that. We've got a 4-bar fuel pressure regulator, which is a drop-in for the standard Falcon fuel rail. That's a factory XR6 turbo part. That was $15.79. And initially, assuming we'd be going to be running an AU, we bought a 600 by 300 by 76 intercooler. Brand new, that was $104 off eBay, and ultimately, because we got a BA and the front being, the architecture in the front, they run a different size intercooler. So this is a 400 by 400 size core, 76mm thick, 3-inch inlet outlet. It's a ProFlow brand. And we got that second hand for $100 off Marketplace.
Billy went and picked that up.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. We also got a max speeding rods GT35 82 turbo, which is going to probably be very common in this, being that it was on my accounts $166.29. Yeah, on a eBay Black Friday discount. Now we're deciding to fit that with a 1.06 AR rear housing, V-band rear housing, just to try and move the power up in the rev band a bit and not choke the motor up top. Not that I really care about that side of it, but the real advantage of us doing that is bringing the boost in later will hopefully preserve those tiny BA rods from going bye-bye. Yeah, so that's all the max speeding rods hardware. So we've got gaskets there.
Special stickers too.
Special stickers.
Yep. They make it go faster.
Yes, we'll see. We were lucky on the injectors. These were check my notes. These were $350 second-hand off marketplace, and they're I think either 1,000 or 1,100 cc E85 injectors. Raceworks. Yeah, Bosch 1000 cc 3/4 length, 14mm. INJ213 is the part number, and then to fit those in we need to bring them up to full height. So they're the adapters, and those are $36.16. So yeah, that's pretty much all the parts today. I don't know if I mentioned that was $100. So obviously a bit extra out of budget than what others might have. And the only other parts we have here that are going on the car but aren't really in budget, they're more of a maintenance item, is a set of strut tops. Yeah. So yeah, that's where it's at the moment. We're still waiting, obviously, on the fuel pump. Fuel pump is ordered and coming.
So you've done a spreadsheet on all this, have you?
Yeah. So it's pretty extensive.
Yeah. So you're trying to keep it all within budget?
Yeah, I'm working harder than Gina Reinhardt's accountants right now.
Yeah. Right.
It's yeah. So it's even resorting to using Temu. Sorry, not Temu. AliExpress.
Oh, right.
For the boost T and some missing AN fittings. It's proving to be quite helpful to the budget. When you can get an AN fitting for $6 or a boost T for $12, that is really assisting us in getting all the stuff in budget. Especially when we still need to try and afford a wideband and PCM tech tuning license and all that stuff.
I hope he knows what he's doing, because I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
I don't
actually-
know
that's
what
actually
he's
a good
talking
point.
about.
That's actually a good point. So we should actually preface this with, we don't have any drag racing experience. We haven't built turbo cars or anything like that before.
Yeah.
It's
So it's all new to us.
New territory.
But
Yeah.
it's very new to me, because I don't understand any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think we're okay. We'll be right.
We'll be right.
We'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much tonight we'll just be working out if there's anything else we're missing on it. Seeing how we go with that wheel bearing, if it'll tighten up. And I'll take that dash section out to get to the ICC and fix the power supply.
All right. That's it for tonight, isn't it? So this will be the first video up. Thank you to Billy, Daniel, Matthew, and myself. And let's just hope it all goes really good.
Yeah.
and enjoyable.
It'll
That's
go,
all.
it'll
We
go-
just got to have fun.
Yeah. It'll go good eventually. It just might have a blown engine along the way.
Oh well, barrows aren't hard to come by, are they?
No,
No?
should be okay. Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.